Okay, so we're going to take a look at the short cycles or the dissemination or exchange dates that have been taking place throughout the course of this year. If you're new, this is a very common thing that we started looking at back in February. And we're going to look at the volume as well. Just take note at the very end, there's a special surprise. I've never done this before. Okay, so look, this is the dissemination dates. We have exchange receipt date. And we're going to take a look at what happened on each of these days or the day immediately following. And by the way, Sam on Twitter, that guy Astro, is the one that started talking to me about this. He brought it up. He's very underrated when it comes to technicals and things like that. So if you want to give him a follow, that'd probably be more than worth it. So starting with January 27th, we all know what happened there because that's the day that started everything. So we definitely hit that day. If you want to read anything as far as the volume or anything, you can pause the video if you'd like. I'm just going to give a brief summary and move on. On February 9th, we did not hit that one. We were down 11% at AMC, down 16.15% at GameStop. Then February 24th, we hit plus 18.05 for AMC, then a whopping 103.94 for GameStop. For March 9th, this is where it gets weird. So March 9th, we all know what happened the day after. We had like the flash crash thing, but we're going to go ahead and consider it a hit, followed by a short attack, or I don't know if I can say this on YouTube, but fuckery. Anyways, so we hit this one technically, but then we had a bunch of weird crap happen afterwards. Then the following, the exact same thing happened, except it happened in inverse. So we had a bad day on the date of March 24th, followed by an immediate bounce thereafter. Then we went on to the 12th to miss that one, down 8.49% AMC, down 10.91% in GameStop. Then April 26th, we hit, of course, 13.19% up for AMC and 11.74% for GameStop. Now notice during this time, if we go back to January real quick, look at the volume. It has a little bounce and then it starts to just go down until AMC skyrockets after this point here. So of course, at this point, May 11th, it's kind of flat. Not much happens. We have like an up day of 3.18%, 2.58% for GameStop. So I was going to kind of consider this one just flat. Now we hit the 25th, of course, of May, because this is right before the run up for AMC. We got 19.96% for AMC, 16.34% for GameStop. Volume starting to climb back up for AMC, but a little bit for GameStop, but not much. Now June 9th, okay, by this point AMC's gone crazy with some gamma, but however, on June 9th, we saw AMC down 10.37%, and we saw GameStop up 0.85%, but we're going to count this as a miss because the following day, on the 10th, we saw a very bad day. And then last but not least, June 24th, the last exchange receipt date that we had, AMC was down negative 2.74%, and GameStop was down negative 3.21%, with the lowest volume yet for GameStop on one of these dates. Now this is where it gets crazy, because guess when the next day is? Well, next Monday. Guess what just happened today? Oh, by the way, before we get there, this is the overall look at what happened. So hit, miss, hit, weird, inverse weird, miss, hit, even, hit, AMC runs, we miss, and we miss. So first 2 times in a row, we've missed. And on top of that, look at this. So today for GameStop was the lowest volume since guess what day? July 16th, 2020. And it was just about the exact same volume. Tits jacked. Simulation confirmed. See you next week.